Hey YouTube fans, it's me, the Storyman, and welcome back to my latest video. Today I'm reading a new story made from Chat GPT, which I call The Dancer of Doom. So remember folks, like my video, subscribe to my channel, and please leave your comments down in the comment section below. Remember, the story may be made from Chat GPT, but the voice acting, storytelling, narration, dramatic flair, ad-libbing, and emotional voice, and all the movements I made that are being made right here is made by a real human being, which I call myself the Storyman. So let's begin, shall we? Remember, hit that like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let's begin. Elena Varelli was born in a city that worshipped grace. In Valmont, ballerinas were treated like royalty. Murals of dancers covered subway walls. Children practiced plies before they learned long division. Every year, the entire city gathered beneath the city dome of the Aurelian Opera House to watch the Winter Court Ballet. And Elena was its brightest star. And here's our protagonist. By 19, she could leap higher than physics allowed and spin so perfectly that audience swore time itself slowed around her. Critics called her the girl gravity loved. Or let me say it better. The girl that is loved by gravity. That one sounds better. But Elena didn't care about applause. She cared about control. That is something. Every movement in ballet had certainty. Every finger position mattered. Every turn had purpose. On stage, chaos disappeared. The sum up what order is: a place for everything, and everything in its place. Off stage, the world was unraveling. Looks like this is the dilemma. Governments collapsed under climate disasters. Billionaires fled into floating cities above poisoned coastlines. Crime syndicates replaced police force in half the world. Would it be surprising that this doesn't happen in our world right now? Scientists warned humanity had maybe 30 years left before food systems failed completely. People still bought tickets to the ballet. Elena watched wealthy patrons applaud her performance while children starved outside the opera house gates. I can imagine hearing applause while she was like, "I'm so hungry, give me food." All that is kind of hard to applaud with all that happening. The contrast hollowed her out year after year. I can imagine while she's getting roars of applause and admiration, her people starve and suffer. I can imagine that's hurting her. Then came the night everything changed. During a special performance attended by diplomats and corporate rulers, armed militants stormed the opera house. Their leader claimed the elites inside were responsible for engineering famines overseas. I wonder that line. Could that be true? It may be a story. I wonder if it's actually really happening in our world, that the corporates are just making up all those famines right now just to justify them buying it and making them charge for it. I wonder that myself. Panic exploded through the theater. Oh God! We're getting attacked! Someone help! They got guns! Shut up! We got guns! We're gonna shoot you if you don't move. This is all your fault. I can imagine that's what they'll say. The rich fed first. Of course they did. Security sealed exits to protect VIPs. Hundreds of audience members were trapped inside. Of course, the rich would abandon them. Elena stood backstage listening to screams while smoke rolled beneath the curtains. She begged the security director to unlock the public exits. He refused. He said it and summed it up. Important people are still evacuating. Those words burned into her forever. I can imagine when she watched all her people suffer, and that's the reason why the rich first left, while all the good people were left to die. Important people, not mothers, not children, not workers, only the powerful. I could imagine how she felt. After hearing that, It felt like everything she knew was destroyed. So Elena ignored him. She climbed the rigging above the stage, crossed steel beams through choking smoke, and manually released the emergency doors herself. Thousands escaped because of her. But while the crowd fled, the opera house caught fire. The great crystal chandelier collapsed, and Elena's younger sister, Sophia, a violin prodigy only 16 years old, died beneath it. I can imagine to watch a family member die because of her actions. That destroyed her, I can tell. To watch someone get murdered that way, I can imagine the pain she must go through. Unfortunately, the media doesn't see that, because the next morning, the media called Elena a hero. The same politicians who had trapped civilians inside awarded her medals on live television. The security director received a promotion. No one was changed. This was when the moment Elena stopped believing humanity deserved kindness. I believe she had lost faith in humanity after seeing all that. The rich, the rewarding her, do you know how hypocritical that sounds? I can imagine she just felt insulted after hearing all that. For months, she disappeared from public life. Rumors spread that grief had driven her insane. Can you blame her for going mad? After hearing all that, the only important people are still evacuating while the ordinary citizens were left to die? Can you imagine that? I can imagine her mind might be broken from that. And watching her sister die in the cruelest way possible broke her. That drove her to the edge. Some claim she joined extremist groups. Others believe she had taken her own life. The truth was actually much stranger. Beneath Valmont lay abandoned Cold War laboratories built for neurological warfare research. Elena discovered them through old city blueprints inherited from her father, a deceased architect. Looks like she found what she needed. Her revenge. Inside the ruins, she found experimental technology. Resonant engines designed to influence the human nervous system through vibration and frequency. Machines that could alter emotion. Machines governments had buried because they were too dangerous. I can imagine that. Literally mind control. Elena understood rhythm better than the scientists ever had. Ballet was mathematics hidden inside beauty. Timing, force, precision, synchronization. I can imagine that actually does line up with ballet. Ballet requires technique, timing, precision, training, and dedication, and a lot of synchronization and cohesion with their fellow dancers. That feels like math indeed. It does feel like that. Within a year, she rebuilt the technology to something terrifying. A performance system. Ooh. Looks like she made a doomsday device. Let me describe it. She crafted razor-thin metal fibers into ribbons that responded to her movements. She embedded sonic emitters into custom ballet shoes. Her choreography became weaponized physics. Ooh. When she danced, buildings vibrated apart. Crowds turned violent. It doesn't destroy the city around her. It destroys people's minds. Entire city blocks lost motor control as nervous systems misfired under harmonic attack. I can imagine sound vibrating in certain frequencies that turn you insane or cause your body to turn against you. Lord, that's frightening. The world met her during the broadcast, later known as the Night of Red Silence. Ooh. That actually sounds pretty badass. Red Silence. Now that's something. Every screen on Earth activated simultaneously. Elena appeared alone on stage of the burnt out opera house wearing a black costume threaded with silver wire. No music played. It was pure silence. Nothing. She spoke softly. You created a world where cruelty is rewarded and compassion is weakness. So, I will correct it. That's what she said. Then she danced. 37 world leaders collapsed unconscious during the transmission. Stock markets crashed. within minutes. Military aircraft malfunctioned mid-flight. Riots erupted across 6 countries as panic spread throughout populations exposed to the resonant signal. Lord. And Elena vanished before anyone could find her. This was the birth of the world's first supervillain. I don't think she sounds villainous to me, but to quote, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. She wanted to help at first, but this is something much worse. She was an extremist now. I don't think she sees that anymore. She doesn't care. Not a conqueror, not a monster hungry for chaos. Something more frightening. A woman who genuinely believed she was saving humanity by destroying the systems that had governed it. Oh, how many terrorists and extremists felt that, thinking that this was the only way to do it. Violence. Another quote. When a peaceful protest is made impossible, when a peaceful solution is made impossible, violence becomes inevitable. When peace is denied, violence it is, and she chose the latter. Over the next decade, Elena became by another name, the Black Swan. Many people held that title, but it meant other things, but this is something it meant differently. Let me read. She never robbed banks, never demanded money, never gave dramatic speeches about ruling the world. Instead, she dismantled civilization piece by piece. One, pulling apart everything through dance. And that's what ends the title. That's funny. She erased debt records globally, collapsing economies overnight. I can imagine everyone free, but the economy is made worthless. She freed everyone, but made their lives meaningless. She destroyed private military fleets by triggering resonant failures in their engines. She blackmailed corrupt governments using intelligence stolen during orchestrated diplomatic attacks. My God. She sounds like a certain someone we've seen in many video games. But I ain't telling you. I can't risk getting caught by YouTube again. Figure that out. And everywhere she went, she performed. Always dancing. Always elegant. Always horrifying. I could describe her. Beautiful as a flower. Beautiful as a flower. Graceful as a swan. Elegant and precise as a dagger's edge. Frightening and deadly, and beautiful at the same time. Like a gilded knife. People feared her because she moved like beauty itself had decided to kill them. Yet millions secretly admired her. In flooded slums and famine zones, murals of the Black Swan appeared beside phrases like, "She punishes the untouchable. She made them afraid. She remembered us." A villain to others, hero to some, but a destroyer to all. The world could never decide what Elena truly was. 4 things came to mind to the people. A terrorist, revolutionary, mad woman. Lastly, savior. Who could know? Is she really saving them by destroying them? But then again, she's giving them their freedom, but then destruction, leaving them with nothing, kind of puts it otherwise. So that's why, like the story said, they don't know what she truly is. A villain? A hero? No one truly knows. An anti-hero? Anti-villain? None can say. Even the heroes who rose up to stop her struggled with the truth. And let me describe it. Most of the people she targeted deserved it. That ambiguity became her greatest weapon, because evil is easy to fight when it looks evil. But Elena Varelli still looked like Grace. Despite her actions appalling, how she does it is just too graceful and beautiful, filled with life as she did. Deadly to others, beautiful to all. She was too beautiful to destroy, despite she's the one she's being killed by them. Even at the end, especially at the end. Years later, after nations united to stop her final attack on the orbital cities above Earth, soldiers entered her fortress expecting armies and super weapons. Instead, they found a theater. Empty seats, dust-covered instruments, and Elena, now older and exhausted, standing alone beneath a single spotlight. One final performance. The Black Swan's final dance, her magnus opus. The battle lasted less than 10 minutes. Not because she was weak, because she was tired. She felt like nothing had changed, but she did make something though. She was exhausted. Even you can get tired of being worn down over years. Even age catches up to you. Beauty fades, wisdom grows. She grew wiser, but she realized it was too late anyway, so she decided to go out with a bang. As explosions consumed the theater around her, Elena performed her last dance while the structure collapsed into the sea. With this flame, she smiled during the final bow. The world celebrated her death for exactly 12 days. Then, riots began again. Wars resumed. Explosions everywhere, guns firing, people dying. It goes back to the broken status quo again. The powerful rebuilt everything exactly as before. And slowly, people started asking questions Elena had spent her life forcing humanity to confront. And this is what it says. If humanity creates monsters like the Black Swan, was she truly the villain? Now that's a good question. And this is what I call her, and the title of the story, The Dancer of Doom. She didn't bring doom to others, she brought doom to everyone, everything, and to herself. That's why I call her that better. She's a dancer of doom. She brought doom in the most graceful way possible. Though she brought beauty, it caused her to confront truth, but she was still a villain. She destroyed lives. Though she did it for the right reasons, which she believed in. She was a hero in her own story, but she did still do harm. Death is still death. Sin is still sin. She committed wrong, and she knew it. That's why she was a villain to others, a hero to all. I'll end it right here. I hope you liked my story. This is the Story Man signing off. Oh, and remember folks, like my video, subscribe to my channel, and please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Remember, hit that like button right down the section below to like this video. Subscribe to the channel right down there again. To subscribe down there, to hit that bell and get daily updates from me. Comment down the comment section below again down there what kind of story you want me to make, and I will make it. Any request, I will do it. Just tell me what story you want me to make and I will make it, and I'll read it the best way I can and give it as much life as I could with my voice acting and my dramatic pose. And this thumb, if you do all that, this thumb will reach at the end with a thumbs up. Remember, like, comment, subscribe equals a thumbs up from me to you. Remember, hit that thumb button. Oh, and also one more thing. This will be my last video for the month so I can rest my voice. It's getting tiring. In a few days, it'll be my birthday on Saturday. So remember, folks, like, comment, subscribe equals a thumbs up from me to you. Thank you, and goodbye. Goodbye, 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 bye-bye.